That era is also, again, like that's when we had this new structure being formed around FaZe. For one that doesn't know, the CEO that we've all spoken about, and I've never said his name, but I know Rain's been throwing his name loose recently.
For sure.
But he came in and whatever, started structuring the business. So it was really interesting at that time because this is where I got scammed for a good amount of money. But like, you invested in their company too?
Yes. He wanted me to double it too at like the last
Yeah,
second.
this guy
That's
was
the worst human being I've ever met.
Yeah, and we'll get to a reason you're saying that. You have very valid reasons to say that. But this guy came in and, we were kind of still making YouTube videos a little different, but we started having this company built around us. Obviously, like, we let him in, right? At the end of the day, we allowed this guy to kind of take this position. But I remember sitting in Rain's room.
I don't know who he is, but yeah.
I'm just saying we for all of us.
I always rode with it anyways. I just trusted it. I was like, y'all know better than me.
Same. Unfortunately,
so if y'all trust him, I trust him. You know
yeah,
I mean,
me and Rain have talked about the first time he got brought up, and we looked at each other like, this is not the move, but we did it, and whatever. I remember sitting in Rain's room while he's breaking down the company, he's doing his ownership. This guy was raising money for like the new, Facebook, new social media, and he was basically funding FaZe through it with the promise that FaZe was gonna market. It was like this whole scheme. But, it's one of those things where this guy's weird and we're kind of getting scammed, but, like, we're too deep. You know what I mean? It is what it is. The point I'm bringing all of this up is this happened, and Banks kind of slowly started coming back into the picture at this point.
Yeah.
But he didn't come to the FaZe house. He had his own house, the Clout House. Obviously, that whole era is something that everyone knows about. But when this house kind of fell apart, the Newport house, but you moved into another FaZe house.
Yeah. I got my own FaZe house.
So what was that one like? Because I feel like this is where things started kind of going downhill for you, maybe personally.
Yeah,
in that house. So, you've spoken about not being able to make videos in that house and some things that happened in that house. But can you give some background on that house and why you think that guy's the worst guy in the world? Because stuff, right? If I'm remembering correctly, this is kind of where you had some bad experiences with him. And
yeah, to say the least. I mean, to like, I think it's important to preface it what your experiences with the house. Before I even had that house, to get that house, I met with him in like April or May when everyone, like you said, was kind of slowing down. Like people had their reasons. Like people were like not really motivated to do YouTube. The ad apocalypse just hit. Like everyone has different interests. I turned it up though. I was like, no, I'm going harder. And I met with him. I'm like, listen, I don't know what the plan is when this lease is up, but if it's up, like I want to be able to get my own crib and I want it to be in LA and I want to be able to put who I want in there. People who want to make videos and push FaZe forward. And I pretty much want the ball in my hands. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And he's like, bet, if you show me that you can do this and that you're serious about it, I got you. I showed him. I did it. I got the crib. I remember speed running, moving everything from Newport to this crib, like in 3 trips in my range. Boom, back. Boom, drop it off. Boom, 1 hour back. Boom, 1 hour this way. And I get in, like I get everybody in the crib. I have a whole plan. And he's like, actually, yeah, you can't post videos in the crib. He's like, yeah, I don't want people to think FaZe is splitting up. And like, I look back at this, I'm like, damn, I don't know why I didn't fight this. Like, I don't know why I didn't fight this harder.
He literally I don't even remember.
I remember
this.
We sat in a call, all of us sat in a call, all the FaZe members, like from the like OG house. And we're like, all right, what are we doing? Because like half of y'all wanted to move to Calabasas. You were trying to go home.
Yeah.
I was in LA. Banks was over here.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of like this. No one seemed. So he's like, how about we don't do anything? Adapt. You can't post. Don't do no videos. Don't do no content in that house. Don't reveal it as a FaZe house or nothing until we figure out what's going on with everybody else. So people don't get the idea that like FaZe is splitting up, which is so stupid. You know what I mean? And I was just like, okay, yeah, bet. And I just didn't post videos. And I was like in this house, just so miserable, like doing nothing, just sitting in bed all day, like waiting for the green light, you know?
So insane looking back. Like, why did we listen to like in these moments to this random dude, right? Like what? Like I can't even imagine someone saying don't post videos on a YouTube channel and like, okay, I'm not gonna. Again, I always look back and like I said, we were young. I give ourselves some break sometimes. We were young, inexperienced and all that, which is all true. You know what Stockholm syndrome is? Where you're like held captive, but like not you're in love with it's a little more extreme. But like, dude, this guy was just like had everyone. he had some like magic spell on everyone. I don't know how he convinced everyone. He's just one of those soothsayers
He's
with
a
the
master
tongue.
manipulator.
Yeah, with the tongue.
And especially because we were young, bro. We didn't have like experience.
Yeah, and he's raising hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, and
Yeah.
like this is where we started getting these false promises first, I think. And it's like, dude, when you're 20 years old and you got some dude like acting like you're holding, you're just gonna be good. We're gonna make it, and it's not even like, oh, we're gonna, it's not even like this is you're gonna sell, cash out, and leave. Like they're putting money into the company, invest in our company. It's gonna be worth so much money. Look at this investment. It was our first look into like what the investing and like listen. We didn't know what any of that meant. So this guy just came in at such an opportune time. I can't even believe. I don't even. It's just a shocking thing to think about how he even found his way from freaking Norway here. But yeah, it's pretty insane. So you got put in that house. The guy told you can't make any videos. So what happened after that? Like, what did you do? I know you had a pretty dark time.
Yeah, I mean, that was really like what sparked like a sequence of events that were just I can't describe as anything other than just like that whole year was so awful, bro. 2018, the first year I lived in LA. Oh my God.
I mean, I have some things that I know happened, and I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing out on.
Yeah.
But I think one of the first things, correct me if I'm wrong, is you've talked about it recently, your seizure story.